Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumen and today we're having a look at The Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. Return to Moria follows the Dwarves as they embark on a new adventure to reclaim their legendary home of Moria beneath the Misty Mountains. Players will join forces to survive, craft, build, and explore the iconic sprawling mines. Courageous expeditioners will need to be vigilant as mysterious dangers await. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Now, it's a Lord of the Rings game. That's already pretty great. Even though, before you say anything, I know we've had a few less than ideal situations with recent Lord of the Rings releases. This one, man, it has given us the ultimate Dwarven fantasy. I'm just going to say that right at the start here. The character creator, it's the best Dwarvish character creator that I've ever seen. It's the best representation of dwarves in a video game that I've laid my eyes upon. It's awesome. And I'm not going to say any more than that. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to let you guys experience it with me. And at the end, I'll give you my thoughts. However, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about this game, you can do so by following the links below. And while you're down there will be timestamps. On that note, there's no like split, clear, defined male versus female customization. It's all just lumped in there. And that's fantastic. You're making it dwarf. Dudes, you're making it dwarf. Who the hell cares about the details? Okay? But the way it works is the head option will allow you to switch between male and female styles, basically. And then all the rest is the same. You can sort of mix and match what you want. Then on top of that, at the end, you can choose a male or female sounding voice. So that's how it's going to work. Now, let us jump in. Let's get started. I want to just express my happiness. Upon finding beard as the first option, I have come to the conclusion that these guys that made this game, they understand dwarves and dwarvish culture. Beard should always be the first option in the dwarven character creator. That's just it. So I love it. There it is. You don't have to go looking for the beards. They come to you. Let's have a look at them. So, I'll leave it on the default color for now. They all have names as well, which is kind of nice. So you could learn a few things here. I like that, by the way. You know, when there's like a hairstyle or a beard style, or even a type of piercing, or any little detail, and they give you a name, sometimes it may not be the official name, but it's still something to call it, you know? You feel like you learned something that day. And yeah, man, the beards look great. The texture on their hair is kind of nice. I'm going to say this probably a few times throughout, and I'll most likely say it in my outro again, but the style that they went for with the graphics engine, I feel it is perfect, because it's a good blend between cartoony and realistic. They don't go too hard on cartoony that they lose too much detail, but they don't go too hard on realistic that it ends up looking a little out of place. It's basically ideal. And you know what? My favorite part is it's also basically just full of life. Because they've got these bright colors here. They've got these overdone features. You know, I mean, that's a ridiculous beard. And it just works. It's great. It's just a good fit. So, the colors. You'll see what I mean by vibrant. The colors here are just real cool, man. You know, they still sort of stray to, closer rather than further to reality with the colors and stuff like that. There's no pink and blue here. You know, you're not going to have a bright green beard. No, that's not the dwarvish way. No, you're making a dwarf that's looking to return to Moria and reclaim their homeland. So, for the purposes of the head, I'm going to do the unthinkable, and I'm going to remove the hair and the beard. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guy. Oh, jeez, look at his face. He knows what I've done. But this is just so I can show you guys what it looks like. Then I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to show you again. The faces are awesome. There's so much variety here. And then there are so many cool details. Like, I don't even know what half this stuff is. What is this called when you put a plate on someone's head like that? What is this little nose thing called? These things could be studs. You could call them piercings of some sort. I don't know. But it's awesome. So you'll notice that some of these are female faces. Some of them are male. Or they're all male. Or, hey, oh my god, they could all be female too. You just do what you want with this. And some of them, I'm going to tell you right now, have seen some shit. Others are looking pretty optimistic about this whole endeavor. Yeah, man. It's cool. It's cool. And I mean, the overdone piercings and earrings and facial goodies. It's just great. It's a good fit. I don't know, man. It's like one of the things that I never really realized when I look at dwarves is like what kind of piercings they have, what kind of metal they have on their face. It never stuck with me, but now I'm looking at this and I think to myself, yeah, man, I mean, that just makes sense as a dwarven accessory. So yeah, the faces are kind of cool, and with the names on here, you can sort of see what the inspirations might be for them. And I think that if you combine it with all the other stuff, and now I'm going to put the beards back on, and I'm going to show you what they look like, there's a whole lot of opportunity to make cool stuff. And that's actually why the randomization section of this video is probably the most important part. Because, like, look at this. Look at that. It looks amazing. I mean, this is great. The grizzled face is awesome. It's like your standard, this is Gimli dwarf. But, like, you switch it over to the polished one, and it just looks great. It all, somehow it works. They made a system where the beards and the big hair and stuff, it just looks good on the lady faces too. But yeah, as I go through here, you'll see it's like, you know, you only seen this small window of the face right here, and you're not even seeing all the piercings and stuff like that, even though they do stick through the hair. But each of them tells its own story. And like, if you come into this and you're really trying to make your character unique and interesting, you got a lot of cool choices. There's a lot of cool choices. One thing you'll notice is like the eyes. If you just stare at the eyes while I'm switching, you'll notice that they barely change. There's a lot of feeling in them, a lot of emotion in them, but the colors and stuff, we do jump into that in the next section, and it makes a big difference as well. It's like it's a pretty big thing. So there you go. Looks pretty cool. Without the beard, doesn't matter. Obviously, you're going to want to fiddle. You're going to want to sort of figure out what works best for you. We're going to go with the default face for now, and then we're going to look at the hairstyles quickly. What I will do, however, is... no, I don't have to take the beard off. It's sacrilege. Curtain braids, we'll leave the beard on. Flared braids. Yeah, you see, I am learning things here. This is not what I expected these to be called. Now, once again, you can sort of take these, mix and match them, combine them with the beards, combine them with different colors and stuff like that, and you'll be able to find something that looks pretty awesome. Something that works for you. Because like some of these you could consider feminine, some you could consider masculine. It's like, it's all on you, man. It's all on you. Most of these, however, I do consider ridiculous and over the top. And that is the way, man. That's the way. I think it's awesome. That's sick. Look at that, dude. That detail. Wow. Imagine how long that takes to set up. So, the one, and it's not a criticism, but the one thing I noticed is that you don't really have short styles here. I don't know, that must be a dwarvish thing. It's like sort of the hair and the beard is part of their pride as a, I don't want to say as a clan, but as a race. Maybe that's what it is. If anyone in the comments wants to explain, I'm going to be upfront with you about this. I'm not like the biggest Lord of the Rings nerd, as in I don't know all there is to know about the lore. I don't know all there is to know about, you know, what makes a dwarf in Lord of the Rings a dwarf. I don't know. I don't know. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Why they all have long hair? Why the, you know, why the importance of long hair? If there is any reason for it. Let me just show you how cool it looks when you change that. Look at that. You know, you pick like black on both of them, and it still ends up looking vibrant. You know what this looks like? It's like, hey, if World of Warcraft ever updated their engine and made it look decent, this is what you'd get. And you know what you'd do? Is you'd be very happy with it, because it's amazing. Skin color. Here we go. So we're on the palest one right now. This is... yeah, okay, so this is a point where I would actually give a little bit of criticism, only a little bit, where even though the colors are changing reasonably well, and I mean, they look a little different on the different faces, a little different, you are not really getting, especially on these last two, what you're clicking on here. It's like you're not really able to make a darker skinned dwarf, or this grayer skinned dwarf. It's sort of just giving you a slight variation or version of that. These first ones are pretty okay. They look fine, but these last ones, the colors don't really match one to one. This doesn't really go there all that well. Minor thing. Like, absolutely minor thing. Not a big deal. But there you go. That is it for the face and the hair. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. It's kind of cool. We're going to have to disable some of the stuff to show the tattoos and scars off, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's do the eyes first. Now, you will have noticed that sometimes you have more real estate, sometimes you have less to show off the eye colors. This guy specifically, the grizzled face, he doesn't have massive eyes, and he's not squinting so much, but his eyes are a little smaller. So, you know, you get to see a little less of it. Overall, though, I like the eye colors. They are pretty nice and bright. You can sort of see them even when you zoom out. You'll see later when we zoom out a little bit and see the full body. They look good. They look good. But again, when I randomize, you can have a look at what happens there and sort of how it affects it. Now, I unfortunately have to take this off again. I'm going to take the hair off and the beard off so that I can show you the tattoos. And I'm going to set them to a white color, just so they're much more visible. And that was a mistake, he notices immediately. There we go. Okay, so the black is the best. Never mind. Never mind. There's a bunch of cool tattoos here. Again, most likely these have proper lore-related reasons for being here that I don't know about. I wish I could give you like a lecture or a sermon on Dwarven culture in Lord of the Rings, but there are some really cool ones here. And they once again combine quite nicely with the different faces and the different like piercings and studs and stuff like that on the faces. And what I like about them is also that there are some that are sort of subtle in nature. There are some that are even completely hidden because you'll have hair and a beard there. But then there are others that are sort of more in your face and visible and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm usually not a fan of tattoos, but like a bunch of these are actually really well done. They're crisp, they're clean, they're neat, they're tidy, and they just look cool. Like this one, for instance. It just looks cool. And I like the little runes over the eye that we saw earlier. It's just, yeah. Let's go back there and look at that one. Again, though, some of them you won't really see. Okay, now let's look at the colors quickly. That's a good one. For the tattoos, obviously the lighter colors will be much more visible if you are looking at them on a darker skin, but there are some decent colors here. And yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to find what you want. Next up, scars. These are cool. These are really cool. I am a fan of how they actually went multiple directions with the scars. As in, they did some that are darker. They do some that look a little fresher. They do different styles of scars. Oftentimes games, they decide on one. And it's sort of like, it's the scar type. And that's it. They just use that same type all the way through. But on this one, you get ones that look a little fresher, a little more gnarly. And then you get ones that look like they've already healed up over time. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Then you also get stuff like this, which is kind of cool. Again, I don't know the names for all these things. I do wish I did, but yeah, I don't. So I'm putting the hair and the beard back on quickly to show you what these are. So you've got beard gilts and you've got hair gilts. You can change the color on them. It's such a minor thing, but it actually makes a big difference to the style, overall style of your character. Because certain styles will fit better with certain other styles, and then certain colors will match certain other colors. If you are really good at this kind of thing, then you will maybe be able to say, oh yeah, this red over here would go fantastically with a a nice white or very light gray beard, and it does. As you can see there, it's a perfect fit. And the same thing can be said for like the stuff that you put in the hair at the back here. You get to actually change it completely, customize it. You could say, oh well, geez, I want gold, and with gold, it's okay. With white, it's okay, but that's looking a little pure for my taste. So then you could go for the black one with the gold, and that's just boom, dude. That's amazing, right? So yeah, you get to change it, you get to customize it, and you get to do what tickles your fancy. Now, next up, the physique. This is not something I even expected to be able to change, and you know what? I like it. I'm going to take the beard shorter quickly. Let's just put something small on. Shame, I don't want to lose this guy's beard entirely. And then I'll show you what you can do. Male, female, doesn't matter. You're just a dwarf. You get to set your shoulders height. Higher, lower. So it's a minor thing, but it makes a big difference when you actually look at it along with the other options. You get to do your chest. Shallow or broad. It's pretty cool. And then, here you go. You get to actually do your bust. Looks pretty good. It's pretty nice. You can do that on whatever character you want to do. Combined with this, obviously, you can sort of mix and match. I think it works quite well. And then you can do your belly. Important, once again. Really important. And finally, you can do your waist. It's basically how tight the belt is around there. I think it's pretty cool. So if you're going for a feminine form, you could look something like this. And you could throw on the polished face. There you go. You could take the... I will just, for the purposes of this, take this off. And that's it, dude. That is probably the coolest female dwarf I've ever seen in my time. It looks great. The details there. The colors are bright, vibrant, full of life. And yeah, I mean, it just works. It just works. So, that's Physique. I'm going back to the default again. Just to sort of, you know, make it work. Our final tab is the origin. Now, there's actually quite a lot here. You can choose your personality. Let me show you what that does. It's brash. Eager. Grim. I kind of dig that. Straightforward, you know. Focused. Brash again. That's sort of the lively one. Eager again. Now, I don't obviously know what the gameplay implications are of all of these. It's like, I mean, my guess is it sort of combines certain things like your character's demeanor, your overall, let's say, idle animation or movement or walk animation, stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly where it comes together to you know, tell you what exactly this does. But if you guys do know, please leave a comment and tell me, because I haven't actually jumped in to play this yet. I will be jumping in to play it. I haven't done it yet. If you know, tell us. What does the personality actually affect? How much does it matter? Because, yeah, man, it's one of these options. And if you guys leave a comment, you can be part of this video. You can help other people who are looking to find out. You can help them know. So, voices.
At your service.
I'm going to stop talking for a moment. And I'm going to play the voices. And you can give them a listen.
At your service. At your service.
The mountain smiles on us today. The mountain smiles on us today.
Khazad-dûm awaits. Khazad-dûm awaits.
Oh, if only my Nana could see this. Oh, if only my Nana could see this.
Oh, that is a long way down. Oh, that is a long way down.
Till Durin wakes from sleep. Till Durin wakes from sleep.
Oh, a hearty meal cures nearly all. Oh, a hearty meal cures nearly all.
An orc stronghold! An orc stronghold!
Zil Arab da Irazu. Zil Arab da Irazu.
It would Duren hul armaso. It would Duren hul armaso. At your service.
There you go. So, I like that there are actually two choices that you can make at the end here that allow you to have Khazad-dûm, I'm assuming that's the language's name, as sort of your primary, so your dwarf will speak that language by default if they have the option. I think that's kind of cool. It's fun. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Now, our final option here, before we randomize, is actually your origin. And this is something I didn't expect to see here. What this does is it gives you a little backstory for your character, but it also gives you a starting outfit. You will see as I jump through these that each of them has a unique look, and it's kind of fun. You know, a lot of people like jumping into these games, and they like not so much role-playing, but like immersing themselves. A lot of people have preferences, because let's be real, Lord of the Rings is a pretty big series, you know. It's like, over the years, Lord of the Rings has just been very important to a lot of people. So having more options, having more representation from all the different parts of the Lord of the Rings world, that's fantastic, man. So, origins. The Glittering Caves. Located behind the Hornburg in Rohan, the Glittering Caves is a new dwarven colony established in the 4th Age by Lord Gimli Lockbearer and the other dwarves from Erebor. They've also been helping restore Gondor and Rohan. So that's this outfit right here. The Iron Hills. Let me just take the beard off a little so you can see what's going on with the outfit. I'm sorry, guy. Okay, let's put a short beard on. Just so he has something. There you go. The Iron Hills. East of Erebor, the Iron Hills have long been a refuge for dwarves. Though not as prosperous as other kingdoms, the lords of the Iron Hills are kin with the king under the mountain. That's probably my favorite outfit. I really like that outfit. Oh, and let me just do this. There you go. The Coastal Mountains. Beyond Umbar is the southernmost of all known dwarven kingdoms, the Coastal Mountains. With peace under the reunited kingdom, this colony has re-established connections with their northern kin in Rhûn and the Red Mountains. Also pretty cool. It looks kind of nice. Just look at this one at the back again. There you go. The Blue Mountains. Though many dwarves who had settled in the Blue Mountains in the Third Age returned to the Lonely Mountain once it was reclaimed, there remained a settlement of Durin's folk in this northern mountain range well into the Fourth Age. Okay. The Red Mountain. Dwarves of the Red Mountain have long been divided from their kin in the western parts of Middle-earth. It's only after the downfall of Sauron that they could journey west past Mordor, bringing with them their particular culture. The Lonely Mountain. Erebor remains both the seat of the king under the mountain and the current home of King of Durin's folk. The Lonely Mountain continues to thrive in the Fourth Age, helping to rebuild parts of Gondor and the Hornburg. And then we're back on the Glittering Caves. So those, you know, for most people it's just going to be how you pick your outfit. But, you know, there will be some people out there that actually care about the lore and want to pick something that's lore-friendly for their character. That does bring us to the end, and I'm going to show you how randomization works and looks now. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to randomize a little bit here so you can see the different bodies, the different outfits, how it all comes together. Then I'm going to zoom in and randomize, and I'm going to show you just the sheer amount of cool options that are available. Right? So it's randomizing everything now, including your voice, your origin, your personality, the hair, the beard, everything. Everything. And you will immediately notice that there's a whole lot going on with the head here. A whole lot. And all of it, you know? The skin color, the tattoos, the different colors that they use on their hair and the beard. It's kind of nice. But when we do zoom in, that's when you actually see truly how much there is to do. I'm such a big fan of it. So, like, if I had to point out a few sort of important or particular interesting parts, I really like how the hair and the beard combines to make the face look cool. I like how how interesting the female faces look here. You know, some of them with the beards, some of them without. The different facial features that they have. I mean, look at this. Look how it comes together. Check that out. This looks like a character, man. And this character looks like it has character. That's cool. I'm just a big fan. I don't know. Look at that. That's just completely different. She's got some sideburns, no full beard or anything like that. Look at the bright blue eyes. Look how the eyes and the facial features are coming together to make it all pop. Yeah, man. And then you can have some more like straightforward or like down-to-earthy looks where it's nothing fancy, you know. It's a no-nonsense look. Oh, look at that. Perfect, once again. How you can use beards and still have the character and the face and everything else just look straight feminine. Like, isn't that fantastic? I love it. I really love it. Yeah? Can look sort of more serious and cutthroat as well. Yeah. I'm just a fan. I don't know. It's like I did not expect to jump in here and have so much fun looking at a bunch of dwarves. I did not have that on my list of things to do today. And I did not think I'd be so impressed by all of this, okay? So there you go. Alright. With that, I will say we are done. I'm thoroughly impressed. Return to Moria. Yeah. It's made a good impression on me. It seems to have pretty much everything you'd need to make a cool and interesting looking dwarf. The graphics engine that they use in, the visual fidelity of the models, all of that seems to be just on point. They seem to have a whole lot of cool cultural stuff built in here, a whole lot of cool dwarvish stuff that most people probably wouldn't even think to add to something like this. It all looks crisp and clean, vibrant, full of life. It's fantastic. It is really the best Dwarven character creator I've seen. And hey man, you can jump in here and you can live the fantasy that you didn't even know you wanted to live. That's cool. Now me, personally, I'm just hoping the gameplay is as good as the character creator. Because yeah man, like, a lot of options here, fantastic visuals. It just all comes together to make it something that's actually worth your time. That's awesome, right? It's not something you see every day in these survival, crafting, open-worldy type games. So, yeah, when it does come along, and you have the opportunity to jump in and look at it like I did here, yeah, man, you enjoy it. You savor it. Because you don't know. The next one might not be so impressive. So there you go, man. I'm just, yeah. I'm into it. I love it. It's great. And I want to hear if you guys agree with me. So leave those comments. Let me know. Is this your kind of system? Did you enjoy having a peek at it? Are you playing the game? Tell me all of it. Because I need to hear. With that done, I will say that you can find my links below, including my coffee page if you want to support me, or my stream if you want to come and chill on Twitch, or probably soon right here on YouTube as well. But there you go. Give this one a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. Most importantly, happy making those dwarves, and happy returning to Moria. Happy that.